second part of this, we're going to show you how you put video inside video, something that we enjoy doing for our Together to the Top segments. We think that helps highlight the diversity of the channels we promote. While we're building this, I'm going to actually build an upcoming feature for our Together to the Top, so you get to see a little sneak peek at who we're featuring next week. First thing we do is we grab our template, our background template, which is already has nice areas of white to where we drag all of our videos so that everything pretty much stays the same week to week. Second video we're going to bring down is our main window, or the one that goes in the big box. For this feature we're doing, we actually have two parts to that, so we're going to add it to the end of the timeline to where it matches up. Okay. We found it a lot easier to always move the audio files to the bottom. That way, if you have to manipulate them, you can make sure that you have one master audio file that you can pretty much manipulate, move, and cut back and forth as need be. We'll cover that at the end of this guide. Okay, so we have our main video window and our background. We need to make sure that they match up to the same lengths, which we just did. Of course, we want to change our maintain aspect ratio off for both of these videos. Okay, now we're set up to resize this video so that it fits in the allotted spot we have for it. How you do that is you hit track motion. Okay, this window should show up. If it's not already anchored, it will show up and you can simply drag and anchor it if you want. This is the video that we have selected right now. Okay, and this is how it will look over top of our background. There's a lot of things you can do with your videos. You can resize them by dragging the corners in and out. You can move the video, of course, around. You can right click it and make it a square aspect. Okay. Every week we do the same background so we know the presets that we're going to use. So we're going to restore this box and we're going to manually type them in on the left. Okay, so now this first video is perfectly fits into its pre-designated spot, and we're going to move on to our second video feature. So we're going to go in here, we're going to go to our top window feature, we're going to drag it to the timeline. We're going to delete the audio since we're only going to use one audio track for this. Stretch it out to where it runs the entire length of the timeline. Get rid of the maintain aspect ratio and hit track motion to resize it. For our top and bottom features, we go with square aspect, and we're going to manually type those settings in. Okay. So our top window feature is now in its spot, and we finally move on to our third. Our bottom window also has two features that we have to make work. It should be entertaining. I'm going to delete the audio, and we're going to actually stretch this back to where it meets the timeline. Maintain aspect ratio unchecked. I know a lot of people say you don't have to. I get nervous when you add a second video, so I always go back in and double check. And like this time, it didn't see it as one video, it saw it as two independents. Make sure you do that. It's just a lot safer, and there's no reason to ruin your movie over something that simple. So everything's set up, so now we can finally resize it. Once again, we're going to type in the settings that we know work for our presentations. And I completely messed this up, not thinking, so let me restore this box, make it a square aspect first. Now I can type in the settings that are required for it to fit in this box appropriately. There we go. So there's our final product. Everything's set up. We're going to pretend that our audio file is exactly what we want. If you want to view it prior to make sure nothing moves, there we go. So that's going to be next week's feature presentation.
I
think he's a great channel. We appreciate him letting us use his videos in order to make this guide for you. Once everything's set up and you make sure that your timeline is running how you want, your videos are starting and ending at the correct times, you're going to simply save it and render, which we've already discussed for our Together to the Tops. We use our MP4 setting. There's our Silent Risings logo and template, and we'll save it, and then we'll show you the after product as soon as it's done rendering and uploaded to YouTube. Okay, so our movie production finished uploading. Here it is. Now you see it's only in 720. The way we do it for our full screen for Together to the Top, we do not run at 1080.
Because it's annoying me. I can't kill him, but I don't want to.
We like what it looks like, and you know, no black bars, nice resolution in all three of the movies. So we're going to consider it a win. Hope this helps you make some more interesting movies and achieve the video that some of you have asked for. Okay, so finally here's a little side-by-side comparison of 1080 versus 720. Really, I think it's a matter of user preference. So long as the black bars are gone from the side, you have good resolution, good pixelation, I think you're going to see a very high increase in your channel traffic and less haters coming and telling you suck. Hope you guys like this part of the guide, and I really look forward to seeing your future productions for those who asked for this. And let's stop the black bars. Okay, we're going to move on to the last part of this guide, and that's editing the audio in Vegas Pro.
Like a crazy proto.
Okay, welcome to the final segment of Silent Risings Vegas Pro Beginner's Guide, and this one we're going to cover how to add sound overlays and adjust sound volume for certain parts of your video production. So for this we're going to use the actual production you should see live on YouTube in a little bit, which is our guide. Here you see our video and our commentary track. First thing, of course, we want to do is go in here and change that aspect ratio, turn that off. 10, max, there we go, we hear my commentary, etc, etc. Okay, so now as much as YouTube loves to hear my voice, some people, you know, will get a little bored with it. I don't know how, but it does happen. So we're going to add some music to it to hopefully keep people interested and hopefully help them increase the quality of the products. So for the sound overlay we're going to use here, our music file, we're going to add that to the bottom. We're going to stretch it out to where it is the length of our feature presentation. And we're going to play it. Now if you see, there's a little bit of overlay that we don't want, right? We want our intro to be able to play. So how we fix that is we're going to drag this to where the introduction is done. So let's see where that ends up. What's up, you? Okay, so you see that's where my commentary starts, so we'll back it up just a few seconds there. We'll add in our sound overlay, make sure it lines back up with the end of it. Okay, so that's the first part. So we go back to the beginning. You see now we just have our intro music, perfect. And now we'll fast forward to where the guide starts off. What's up, YouTube? This is mine. As you see, the sound is a little bit loud where you can't hear my awesome commentary. So how do we fix that? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. One, we could simply go here and turn this up to where it was extremely loud and just blast everyone's speakers out. So let's see how that sounds. Well, that fucking makes me want to punch a baby. I think you agree. So that doesn't work. So what we need to do is keep our sound at a reasonable level with our commentary, and come in here to our music overlay and turn it down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try this first and see how it plays out. What's up, YouTube? This is mine from Silent Risings. This is going to be a quick tutorial on Vegas Pro Beginner's Guide. Getting a lot of PMs lately A lot of new YouTubers asking, how do we get rid of the black bars?
There you go.
How do
now
we
have some music playing in the background,
and how do we
commentaries
adjust our
loud enough to
audio
hear.
in Vegas Pro?
And
so instead of responding to each one of those messages separately,
so this would work right now for this guide. However, sometimes when you're doing your commentary, you'll come to a lull or a silence to where you need to increase the volume for that spot. So let's cover that real quick. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we're going to go in here to our commentary file, this audio file right here, and we're going to pretend that this segment right here is not loud enough. So we'll make sure that we are on the timeline that we want. We'll click it. Now we make sure that this is the audio file we have selected. We will hit S to split it. We will go to the end of the segment we want to turn up, and we will split it again. Okay, now we have an independent sound file that we can manipulate independently from the rest of the commentary. How do we do that? We're going to move our timeline tool down. We're going to drag this audio down to here, and now we can increase its volume as need be to get it turned up more. Match up the audio tracks again. All size video. We'll play from here to show you. YouTube. So open up Vegas Pro. Okay, now add your media to the timeline by click and drag or using the Explorer. Explorer's open for us as default, so we're going to drag down our first video. Alright, you see how we increased the sound for that particular part of the segment, but not the overall product. That pretty much should handle any of these sound issues you guys are having at a beginner level. And to get rid of those things we just did, we're just going to hit Control-Z. Okay, now our audio file is right back to where it was supposed to be. Alright, well that concludes this segment and the final piece of our Vegas Pro Beginner's Guide from Silent Risings. We've also showed you how to do picture-in-picture / video-in-video, and how to edit some audio files to make sure that your commentary is loud enough and that your music overlay doesn't impede upon your video production. We hope you enjoyed. We hope it helps answer any of the questions you guys have had for us. If not, keep asking. We'll keep doing what we can to help you, but we are definitely novices ourselves. There are far more experienced people, but we do believe in together to the top, and anything that we have as far as a knowledge base, we are all about sharing. Alright, well that's it for us. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.